started walking until they made it to Hooverville, where a lot of homeless people were. Okay, I forget where we're going. Let's ask for directions. I don't know, Annie. As they continued to walk, they stumbled into an area with homeless people all gathered around the fire. Maybe they know. Excuse me, did any of you happen to leave a young girl at an orphanage a few years ago? Nope, sorry. Aw, gee. Well, can one of you at least tell me how to get back to town? I have to take this girl back. I volunteer at the orphanage she's from. And how did you get the job? The owner hired me and my friends while she was drunk, which is not technically the case, but, well then, you sure are a lucky lady to get a job, especially during this depression. Yeah, and now if only Herbert Hoover didn't mess anything up, we wouldn't be on the street. Yeah, thank you, Herbert Hoover. Suddenly, the sound of a whistle was heard. All the homeless people started to run, as did Noodle and Annie. Hey, aren't you that runaway? Back at the orphanage, Miss Hannigan was standing at the door. Murdoc and Russel came in through the outside. Where's your blue-haired friend with no eyes? He's coming with the girls. Come on, girls, let's get inside. The orphans followed to the inside. Now, wasn't that enough fresh air for all of you? It was, but not enough for me to smoke. Then again, I don't have any cigarettes with me. Oh, really? It was quite nice, even with this. In Pepper's hand was a dead rat. Ah! Get out! The girls all laughed while the gorillas followed them out the room. That was good. That was a good one, Pepper. You really gotta teach me that trick. Oh, it's quite easy. You just gotta find a dead rat, then you show it to her. Ah, you really know how to show that drunken bee who's boss. Huh? What's a drunken bee? Oh, kids, what Murdoc just said was a bad word, so you should never go around saying that to anyone, especially Miss Hannigan. It's not very nice to call people, mostly women, that. Okay, I won't say it. Good, now go play. After the orphans left, Murdoc, Russel, and Tootie were thinking of what to do next. So now what? Well, Noodle's been gone for an hour and isn't back yet with Annie. Yeah, you're right. I've been starting to worry a little. What if something happened to them? I'm sure they're fine, and besides, up until the age of 10, Noodle can go anywhere on her own with no problem. Well, yeah, but still, maybe if we close our eyes and think happy thoughts, then maybe they'll come back. That's not gonna work. Suddenly the sound of the door was heard. Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan. I found your runaway. Noodle! Inside her office, Miss Hannigan was talking to the police officer. Good. And this young lady who claimed to be looking for her, who said she volunteers here. Thank you, officer. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have been lost. Noodle! Guys! Noodle went up to her bandmates and hugged them. Oh, Annie, you poor child, out there on your own with just that old sweater. Thank you, officer. What? What a liar! Good day, Miss Hannigan. After the officer left, Miss Hannigan turned to Annie with a mean look on her face. You little brat! How could you run away from me like that? It's a good thing one of those volunteers ran after you. But Miss Hannigan, Annie, don't forget the one thing I've taught you. Never tell a lie. More like I'll lie and you tell the truth. But don't tell them about how evil I am. What was that? Just then a lady entered the room. Afternoon, Miss Hannigan. What? Keep an eye on her. While the girls stood in the corner with Annie, Miss Hannigan sat on her desk with the woman. My name is Grace Farrell. I'm the assistant to Mr. Oliver Warbuck. Oliver Warbuck? Ain't he like a billionaire? Yes, Mr. Warbuck is like an orphan to come celebrate Christmas at his mansion. Did you guys hear that? Yeah, I did. Yeah, say Annie. Murdoc whispered in her ear, telling Annie about his idea. Oh, what orphan were you thinking? A child who is smart. As she said this, the gorillas were pointing their fingers to Annie. Sweet, kind, and outgoing. Annie ran her fingers through her red hair. And I should mention Mr. Warbuck prefers redheads. Well, I'm afraid we don't got any. Well, what about this one? What's your name? Annie. Well, Annie, how would you like to spend Christmas at Mr. Warbuck's house? I love to. No, you can't have her. She's one of mine, and not a very good child. How mean. Don't listen to her, Miss Farrell. She's drunk. You can take her. Yes, she's pretty sweet. Well, okay, let's grab her coat. She doesn't have a coat. Oh, then we'll buy her one. This is perfect. Now Annie doesn't have to stay in this dump. But what if Miss Hannigan tries to do something and we're not there to help Annie? I could go with her. You sure, Noodle? Yeah, and besides, Annie and I have gotten along quite well since I went looking for her. Well, then you better go with her. Excuse me, Miss Farrell. My name is Noodle, and I was wondering. Annie and I are close, and I'd hate for anything to happen to her. Can I come with? Well, if that's all right with Annie, of course you could come with me, Noodle. Hey, kids, I'm going away to celebrate Christmas. All right, come along, Annie. Bye, Noodle. Stay safe, and let us know if anything happens. Noodle then hugged her bandmates. Then she walked out of the room to meet up with Grace and Annie outside.